How's it going, everybody? My name is Nathan, and welcome to Acadian Hobbies. This will be the debut video of my channel, and no better way to do that than with the launch of a new edition of my favorite hobby. That's right, today we are going to be unboxing 11th edition Warhammer 40,000 Armageddon. This box is heavy. This was kindly sent over to me by Auspex Tactics as I won one of his giveaways a few months back, so thank you, Auspex. I will be sure to link you in the description below. And yeah, I'd say let's just go ahead and get on with it. Alrighty, so jumping right into it, on the front of the box we have this beautiful artwork, which is a bit of a, if I understand correctly, is a callback to, was it second edition 40k or third, that also featured the orcs fighting the Blood Angels on Armageddon. I love this. I love the fact that we have Blood Angels on the front. They are my primary Space Marine chapter. I play several, but I will definitely be painting these guys up as Blood Angels. And I'm thinking I'm going to do the orcs as Goths. I've done a little bit of reading into the lore, and I really like just the idea of Gazgul's Great Log. And it's a pretty simple color scheme. I'm a Space Marine player, but I like to dabble in other stuff, so the basic ones kind of call to me. Plus, just, I don't know, just an iconic character leading them. Opening it up, we have a load of plastic. This is more plastic than I've really ever seen in a box before. So, jumping right into it, first thing we'll look at is a giant bag of bases. If I understand correctly, this contains all of the bases except for the one for the Big Mech DACA rig, Land Speeder, and the War Track. So, awesome. The first sprue looks to me to be the Orc character sprue. So this is the one that has the Big Boss, Banner Knob, and the Pain Boy with his little Grot Orderly there. I'm wondering if they're going to do a character sprue with these guys, kind of like how they did for the past couple of editions. I know the Necrons and the Tyranids had one, or just a couple of mostly characters that they didn't want to release separately, so they just kind of bundle them all together from the launch box. Anyway, moving on. Our second sprue looks like we have the Primaris Captain, the guy with the relic shield, and this looks like the Orc War Boss. Wow, he's a lot bigger than I thought he was going to be. Holy cow. Love to see that. Next, this looks to me like we are looking at the Orc Weird Boy. I'm sure we'll see him separately in the coming months. This looks to be a Space Marine sprue, actually. Okay, I see the chaplain's head there. The banner for the Ancient. And, oh, okay, so this sprue looks like it has the Ancient, the Chaplain, and the Heavy Bolter Eradicators. So I guess if they're going to do another one of those separate boxes, then this would be the Space Marine one for this edition. And that's if they don't release these guys as separate kits later on down the line. Cool stuff. Next up, we have. Oh, this is the War Track. Nice, nice. I really like how chunky all of the orc stuff is. It feels so primal and just unrefined. There's some people hate it. I used to be one of those people that didn't really care for it, but over the last couple of years, I've really grown to appreciate it. I think it's fun. Next up, we have. Okay, this is going to be a sprue of boys by the looks of it. Yep, boys with the boss knob and the Gretchen here. If I understand correctly, there are 5 Gretchen, 9 boys, and a boss knob, and there are 2 duplicate sprues. So these will be fun to get built up. And it's nice to have the core of your army all in one place. Looks like this is a second boys sprue here. So it's literally just a duplicate of that one. Nice. And below that, oh, what's this? Looks like we have a bit that came off. Kind of looks like a vehicle panel. Not seeing anything missing on this sprue. This is the Big Mech Daka rig, by the way. Nice chunky A4 size sprue. This is what really just sold me on building up an orc army. It's so ridiculous. I love it. I'm not seeing anything that is missing on here, so I'm guessing this came off of the War Track sprue. I just didn't notice it earlier. Moving on. Okay, it looks like... Oh, okay, this is going to be the Vanguard veterans. Let's see the power swords and jump hacks there, and I guess the only character that would be left is the librarian. A little odd that they put him on the same sprue as the Vanguard veterans instead of the chaplain. I don't know. GW works in mysterious ways. I don't question it. I just enjoy the product. Next up, we have the Land Speeder sprue. Very nice. I've always liked the idea of the land speeders, but I never bought the old model. And honestly, I'm really glad I didn't, because this just looks, in my opinion, so much nicer than the old one. I can't wait to get this built up and painted. I actually have 2 of these boxes. I only have one with me right now. The other one is back at home. So I'm going to be painting one of the Space Marine halves up as Blood Angels, and the other will be my secondary Space Marine army, the Dark Angels. So it'll be really cool to see these painted up in the different schemes of their respected chapters. Love it! And finally, for sprues, we have what can only be the 10 intercessors, the new and quote-unquote jazzed up intercessors with a few bits of armor changed up here and there. I actually don't hate them as much as some other people seem to. In fact, I think I like this style of them more than the original 8th edition launch of intercessors. The old ones were fine, but they all look very samey. And we kind of saw the start of this. Let's see if I can find any of these bits here. Oh yeah, like here, this shin guard that doesn't have the separate knee circular plate, or this I guess Mark 7 shoulder pad, and some of the older styles of helmets. I like that they've really given them more dynamic poses and put in some different armor marks. It just kind of really changes them up in a way that I like. Makes them look less shiny and new. I like my models to look a little roughed up. We'll get into that in a later video once I start painting some of these guys. But I like them to look a little bit rough, but not like super damaged. And I just think these are just like right up my alley. Moving on, we have two large oval bases. They don't say what size they are. I don't know if any bases actually have them on there. GW, if you're listening, that would be awesome if you could print the base size on the bottom here. That would be just chef's kiss. And a large circular base. I'm guessing one of these is for the land speeder and one is for the war track, and then this one obviously would be for the DACA rig. The offside too, set those over there. And finally, oh, that kind of sucks. It's a little damaged. This must be the folio. Oh yeah, we have transfers. It looks like we have about half a dozen, five. Got Ultramarines, Blood Angels, Salamanders, Crimson Fists, and White Scars on the Space Marine side, along with some basic numbers and stuff, and iconography. Love it. And then the Goths, Evil Suns, Bad Moons. Is that it? Huh. Yeah, I guess it's just those three war bands. Interesting. I've never really messed with transfers. That's something I'd love to start using because it's a lot cheaper to go get myself a transfer sheet than it is to go and buy the upgrade sprues for all of my Marines. And just adding a little bit of decoration and bling onto some stuff would be awesome. So, definitely going to be putting that to use. And looks like we are taped up here. Just gotta go grab my knife from across the room. It will only take me a minute. And how do you... There you are. Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that. So this cut here and here. Set that offside. Oh, that is beautiful. So we have what looks like the operation. This is the Operation Imperator lore book, which is exclusive to this launch box. So glad I was able to get one of these because that's one of the biggest things I love about the hobby is just the infinite lore. So I cannot wait to really read into this and see what all it says. So set that over there. We have a nice big thick sorry, I'm working on a very small space here. Let's just set you over here. We have this A4 size build instruction book, which is nice. And I know there are a few options in here, like the captain has a few heads. Like basically all the characters except for the chaplain have some head options, and then there are a few head options for the Space Marines. And if I remember correctly, all the characters are all the same. Yeah. As far as push fit models go, these orcs are just a step above, as it looks like you've got different build options for the boss knob, which even looking here, it looks like you can add basically any of the heads from the box to your boss knob instead of just one or the other that it shows here, which is nice. And for the basic boys, yeah, it looks like you've got quite a few options just to mix and match them up a bit so that you don't have 20, or in my case 40 orc boys that are all going to look like 4 carbon copies of the same tin. Beautiful. Yeah, and the same goes for the Gretchen. You can just like you'll use all the bits in the box, so there will be duplicate parts, but you can like put them on different guys, like just mix and match them a bit and make them look a little different, just to make it look like a huge force instead of just copies of each other. I'll have to get started on that soon. Next up, we have the core rules. Now, this is something I really love. Is having the smaller lore book, which is on over to the side, and the core rules separate. This is going to be so much easier for referencing and just portability. And this is just a huge win for GW, in my opinion. I'll have to read through this soon. And I do want to do a separate video talking over some of the rules changes between 10th and 11th and how I feel about how that's all going down. But that's a matter for another time. And finally, we have the 2 decks. This is going to be the Dominatus deck to run narrative campaigns on Armageddon. I'm not going to worry about opening that right now. And this one is going to be a bit more my speed. This is the chapter approved card deck on launch. So got a few quick reference rules right here. Some kind of tokens. I'm not sure. I guess these are to show who controls objectives. Well, it looks to me like we've got a bunch of... Yeah, these are going to be all the match play mission cards. Look, this is something that I love about the new edition. It just... The way that they change things just works so well, in my opinion. Once again, I'm hoping I'm going to be doing a deep dive on this deck and all the mission changes and all that. But just like the core rules, that will be a conversation for another time. Oh, I missed that. We also have in that folio, these would be the datasheet cards for everything, all the units in the box. We got our captain, the chaplain, librarian, ancient, intercessors, vanguard veterans, eradicators, land speeder, That'll be all the Space Marines, and then you've got the War Boss, the Big Boss, the Banner Knob, the Pain Boy, the Weird Boy, the Boys Squad, the Gretchen, the War Track, and the Big Mac Decorate. Cool stuff, cool stuff. So yeah, I do believe that is going to be everything. And go ahead and get all this back over here. So yeah, thank you for, if you stayed to the end of the video, thank you. It means a lot, especially as this is my first video on YouTube. And if you like what you saw, leave a like, leave a comment, maybe subscribe. And if you really like what you saw, comment on the kind of content you'd like to see going forward, suggestions on how I can improve my content. And yeah, I thank you all, and I will see you in the next one.